So yes, good morning. It's that time of day again, even though I'm dreading it a little bit outside. It is another storm. Honestly, it feels like every video I'm talking about storm, rain, wind, all those things. So I'm hoping this review is going to work today. So what are we reviewing today? We are reviewing Sticky Dates by Lush. Been doing a few clone fragrances lately. I feel like I need something a bit more comforting out there because it is super horrible. If you haven't seen this before though, I'm going to do a fitness fragrance review. Essentially, I do a morning workout. So I go for a run, walk to the gym, maybe today. Do a gym workout, walk back, all while reviewing a fragrance. And the one it is, as I said, is Sticky Dates by Lush. Now, the reason I'm reviewing this one, I actually thought I'd reviewed it already. I've done a sort of Lush video involving this one with a bit of a review. But the reason I'm actually doing it in particular is I accidentally got one in the post the other day. I ordered Yognol, and then the other one that came is Sticky Dates. So I'm trying to finish up this bottle here, which is getting near the end now. I thought I'd use my workout today to do that. So what we're going to quickly do, I'm going to talk about the note breakdown. What is in Sticky Dates? Why am I reviewing this one today? And yeah, give my overall thoughts on what I can actually detect. So yes, Lush aren't great with this, and to be honest, a lot of brands now are going this way, where they don't really give you a huge note breakdown. I went on their website, they didn't really give any, and then I've just gone on Fragrantica as well to have a look, and they've only given you 3 notes, and the 3 notes they've given you here are caramel, benzoin, and sandalwood. So I'm going to read the description on this as well, because this will probably give a better interpretation of what the fragrance smells like. Already a legend in its own time, this velvety blend of benzoin, resinoid, and sandalwood is practically guaranteed to make you melt, indulgent and moorish. It simply never dates, and it just spritz all over the body, avoiding the underarm for a cuddle of sweet caramel. That's what it is. It's like this cuddle of sweet caramel. It's really, really nice. They say how important this benzoin is. Benzoin resinoid. It's a super popular note. It just makes the fragrance feel really, really nice and creamy. And yeah, this is a super gourmand. This is a really, really strong gourmand. Just to put it in perspective, this sold out instantly. The minute they released it as a body spray, they've had it as creams and other things before. But yeah, when this came out as a fragrance, everyone really, really wanted it. So yeah, looking forward to giving it a review. But overall, in terms of the smell, can't really give a lot more than that. You've got this lovely, lovely caramel smoothed out by that sandalwood, and that benzoin just makes it even more moorish. It's so, so moorish. This, you almost want to eat it. It's that good. And yeah, cannot wait to take it out for my run today. So again, if you haven't seen these, essentially I do the first 2 categories on my run. So I'm going to look at price/value for money and versatility. And then later on, we're going to look at projections, so how much I noticed it during my run. We'll do a room spray test where I'll spray my room with the fragrance, see how much it fills up the room. We'll talk about compliment factor. Have I had compliments on this fragrance? Because I've had about 3 or 4 bottles of this now. So yeah, do I think it's a compliment getting fragrance? And then at the end, we'll do longevity. So I'll spray my arm before I go to the gym, do a bit of a workout, have a shower, won't apply the fragrance again. A few hours later, essentially, we'll just see how much this fragrance still smells. Can I still detect it on my arm? And yeah, we'll rank it out of 50. So looking forward to giving this one a review today. As I said, it's really horrible out there, so I feel like I need something a bit more recognisable, a bit more comforting that I know and I can rely on a bit more. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to head outside. I'm really nervous about this. I'm going to put a cap on so rain doesn't get in my eyes, and we'll try and do the first 2 categories. So fingers crossed this will work today. Let's get out there. It is absolutely chucking it down. I've brought my old phone today, and look at the colour of the screen. It looks really weird. I'm hoping you'll be able to hear me with this. But price/value for money then for Lush Sticky Dates. So you would have seen the price is about £30. Now, I'm going to already just go straight into it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me, this. And I'm going to say this for a few reasons. Look, first of all, I don't think this smell is really, really high quality. It smells a little bit youthful, a bit juvenile. It's not got that sophistication because it's that sweet sort of caramel type scent that's very popular in a lot of fragrances, but it hasn't got this refined, expensive quality that you'd, and we'll talk about versatility later, but you'd wear a suit or anything with it. But what this actually is a super, super moorish, as it says in its own description, just, it's a sweet caramel cuddle, and it's so addictive. You just want to keep smelling it. You just can't get enough of it. And honestly, I'm down to like my 5th bottle now, and I'm still not sick of it at all. And it's one of those fragrances which, look, would I say this is a bed fragrance? No, but when it's like this, when it's raining, it's windy, it's horrible, I've really enjoyed this one. I always seem to, I actually wear this one quite a lot, to be honest, because it's just so pleasant, it's so addictive.
And it is like that cuddle. It's just cozy, relaxing, and it just puts you in a good mood in that sense. Or my phone doesn't like this weather. It just broke on me then. But the other reason I think it's a 10 out of 10, and I say this purely on my own opinion here, is I remember when this first came out as a body spray and the website crashed. I've mentioned this story before, and they released a few sort of like limited edition fragrances, but it was this one that everyone wanted. And for days, and I'm not just saying it, for days you couldn't get it. And then people were selling it on eBay for about £200, but it was £25 at the time. And obviously it's gone up a little bit, but all their fragrances have. It's not because this is popular. And Lush could have easily upped this to a £45, £50 fragrance when they re-released it, because eventually, due to the demand, they actually said, look, we got to release this and make it a full-time scent. But they haven't. They've kept this at £30, which isn't even their most expensive body spray. For that reason, I've got to say, fair play to them. Look, they're not struggling financially. They're a company that's thriving. But they could have upped the price on this, and they haven't. And for that reason, I say fair play. And I never even really look on eBay for this. I'd happily pay £30. If I was blindfolded, I'd happily pay £60 for this. Not because it's high quality, but because it's super addictive, super seductive in that sense. And it just fits that modern smell that people want, that lovely caramel sweetness, all smoothed out by that sandalwood. So 10 out of 10 for price / value for money. That was an easy round. Onto versatility. Right, let's get versatility done before this phone is completely underwater and breaks. So how much can you dress this fragrance up, dress it down, different ages, different occasions, different seasons, all those things. So just reiterating what I said, that this is much more a cozy type fragrance. This is a scent that you're going to wear more in casual settings, at home, just watching it in front of the telly, maybe out with your friends. It's a cold day, full winter type scent. I think it's completely unisex. Look, caramel, sandalwood, benzoin, they're in a lot of modern fragrances, male and female. And for me, it's straight down the middle. This is very Morris. This is one where you just want to get closer to someone and cuddle up. But it's not a macho scent. It's not got smoky leather accords or boozy accords. So it's not like a James Bond scent where you'd wear for formal occasions. And Lush fragrances aren't. They're gourmand heavy and they focus on that. So you're saying full winter. For me, mainly casual, night in, maybe just an evening out with your friends. That's where I think this fragrance thrives. And it's super addictive. It's super addictive for that reason. I don't think it's signature scent worthy, but look, it's one of them that if you do wear this one, tone your sprays down a little bit because it's very strong. Obviously, we'll talk about that later on. But people are going to say good things. They're going to remember you by it. So in that sense, it can be a signature scent. It's too heavy, it's too sticky for gym environments, running environments like this. But on a day like today when it's horrible, it's windy, it's wet, it keeps me going, it distracts my mind. So it certainly has its benefits for running. And as I said, I love wearing it to bed, but you wouldn't say it's a bed fragrance. Look how blurry I'm getting. So I'm going to say versatility. It's not the one that you know, I'd want another one. I'd want a Lush Zesty or something citrus involved as well. But it certainly has its role, particularly in this winter time. I don't think there's many better for just giving you that good feeling, that comforting feeling. So versatility, we're going to go 7.5 out of 10. I love it. It's super addictive. It really is. And even I like wearing it on a cold summer's evening, which I wouldn't recommend. But yeah, let's get this run done. Let's hope it dries up a little bit.
Honestly, I can't tell you how wet I am. I'm absolutely so. That was one of the worst runs I've had. Can't feel my hands. I can barely bend them. My mission in life now is very simple. Earn enough money to retire and move to a country that is lovely and warm. Please help me. Please get me famous so I can do it a little bit quicker or win the lottery. I didn't notice the fragrance at all during my run. As you can tell, I'm soaked. There was no projection at all. I probably noticed it in the first few minutes where I was doing my clips. Thankfully, I got them in early. But yeah, I have to say, as much as I was hoping Sticky Days was going to keep me lovely and cozy and warm, it didn't. But I'm not expecting miracles with that. I'm going to go upstairs, get myself changed, spray my room, come down, have a coffee, and then 10 minutes time we'll go back up and we'll see how much the fragrance has filled my bedroom. So yeah, we'll head up and do that now. It's 9:10. How can it look so dark? I'm going to spray my room 10 times. If you haven't seen this before, essentially I spray my room 10 times. And then I head downstairs, I'm going to have a cup of tea, and then in 10 minutes time, I want to come upstairs and see how much this fragrance has filled the room, essentially. So if a colleague was coming in to see you in the office, or obviously at home, how much would people notice the fragrance? Wow, that is super strong. I would not be surprised if I smell this coming upstairs in 10 minutes time. So yeah, let's go downstairs. I'm going to put my warm hoodie on for a bit, and then we'll head up and we'll give a score on projection. I've had my cup of tea. It's time to head upstairs and see how much of the Sticky Dates fragrance I can smell. Let's take my wet gloves up. Well, I can't smell it at the top of the stairs, which I thought I might be able to, so I'm a little bit surprised. That's how good I think the projection is on this one. But now I've come into my room. It's not super strong. It's pretty strong, actually. Now I've come in. Right, now this is strong. And today we haven't got the heating on. As I said, it's pretty cold, it's windy, it's chilly. I've had my door slightly open. I think this is going to fill a room quite easily. Wow, okay. Now that is sticking. It certainly lives up to the air. That's sticky, or lives up to the name. It does stick in the air, you know, Sticky Dates. It's just a lovely creamy caramel smell. It's absolutely delicious. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I expected it maybe to be even more in your face. I probably expected to notice it at the top of the stairs. And I was hoping I was going to notice it on my run. So that's the only reason I marked it down. But this fills the room. We're going to talk about compliment factor next in a minute. And I just know from experience how much this one fills the room. My brother's got it. My mum's got it. My dad's had it. And I've smelt it so many times, just really linger around the house. It's got this real sillage that, you know, you don't even have to have just sat in the room for 10-15 minutes. People will notice it just because you've walked by, and it will just stay there for like a scent cloud for about 5-10 minutes. So I'm going to give it 9 out of 10 for that reason. It's pretty good. I said, you walk in my room now, you would 100% notice there's a fragrance that's been sprayed. The only thing is it smells so gourmandy, you might even confuse it with a bit of food, like a nice caramel dessert, but it's delicious, and people are only going to say positive things. So projection for that reason deserves a 9 out of 10. Now, I don't think I can walk today. I just think it is too wet out there. I don't want to get wet feet again. So we're going to head down onto the home treadmill, and we'll talk about compliment factor down there before we go to the gym a little bit later on. Do I think this fragrance can get compliments? So now is also the time I need to spray my arms. I'm going to do 5 on this. And in 3 hours' time, it's 20 past 9. So it'll be about 20 past 12 by the time I smell my arm again from the gym. Phone nearly fell off then. There we go. So 5 sprays. And yeah, we'll just see how long this fragrance lasts. Will it survive the shower test later on? Anyway, head downstairs and I'll tell you some stories about compliments I've had with Sticky Dates. Compliment factor. So do I think this is a compliment getting fragrance? Wow, that rain. Can you hear that? So, yeah, look, I think the evidence speaks for itself. When it's sold out that quickly, when it's a bestseller listed on their website, it's obviously got an appeal to it, hasn't it? It's obviously going to be something that gets compliments because people obviously want to buy it for that smell. And actually looking at the ingredients again, and a lot of Lush products do this. That rain! A lot of Lush products, though, they don't have many ingredients, and they use, I think, the highest quality ingredients. Lush are all about sustainability, and I don't think this is a particularly well blended fragrance. You know, the caramel benzoin, it doesn't feel like it's been really, really well put together, even with the sandalwood, but because they use high quality and just a simple note breakdown, it just creates a great smell even so. It's a little bit fuzzy in its smell, it doesn't smell refined, but it's delicious and it's moreish, and that fits what Lush want. And I've had compliments on this. I remember wearing this in a school. The hall actually stopped. Everyone was like, I don't know what that smell is. The assembly stopped. It was my phrase because I'd been in there all morning. The teacher the other day, I'd been in her classroom. She knew what it was. She said, oh, that's Lush Sticky Dates, isn't it? But this isn't a fragrance that most people will really know. It's not a fragrance that's super, it's not like Dior Sauvage, as I always mention. It's not like those typical blue fragrances. but it's got the scent profile of a lot of modern scents, a lot of caramel based fragrances. Ferragamo Uomo's one I've got, Azaro Wanted by Night, you know, these very popular mass appealing scents. And that's the whole point of this. It's going to get compliments, it's going to draw people into you, and it's just delicious. It's a compliment getter, that's why people love it. I can't think of anyone really hating this. They might find it a little bit too sickly sweet after a while, but in general this ticks a lot of boxes, so for that reason I've got to give it 10 out of 10. It is a super fragrance. If I get any at the gym when I go there later though, I'll bump up to an 11, but for me this is the ultimate compliment fragrance. If I'm going out for compliments one day, this is going to easily be in one of my top 3. That, Nasamato, Baronda, and a couple of others that are a lot more expensive than this one. So £30 to get a lot of compliments. I've had multiple, probably 20 compliments on this. That's why I keep buying it. It's a great scent. Just arrived at the gym. It's been about an hour and a half I did on the treadmill at home. Thought I'd just give my arms a bit of a smell. The fragrance is still there. Obviously, we'll do longevity, so I'll have a shower once I've done my walking on a treadmill, a few weights, and yeah, then we'll give an overall score. Because, as I said earlier, any compliments I get, I'll mention them. But yeah, time to get a workout. It's still raining. You're bored of me here and talking about it, I know. I'm just as bored too. It's been about 3.5 hours since I applied the fragrance. It's about 1:45, so time to smell my arm. Give a score on longevity. Look, it's probably not as strong as I expected, but with the weather like it's been today, and obviously showers, all these things, I probably shouldn't be too surprised. You know, look, it's still strong, it's still there, it's still 35-40%. It's probably going to get you, well, no, it is going to get you through the day. And to be honest, I think after a while, look, I absolutely love this scent, and I don't think I'll ever get bored of the smell of it. But sometimes it can be a little bit cloying, I think, after a while. I wouldn't want to wear it every single day. So just taming off a little bit's probably not a bad thing. And as I said, it's really pleasant, 35-40%. If I wasn't exercising, if the weather was a bit better, I think this would still be 60-70%. So for longevity, I'll go 8.5. I know this one anyway from experience. It's got super performance on it, and I know when anyone in the house is wearing it. So if you buy this, you spray it at home, spray it in the office, someone will pick it up. Whether they mention it or not, I can guarantee you someone will notice it, and it will follow you all day. It will leave that trail, and by the end of the day, you can just wear it for yourself, because that's the best bit. As I said, it's one of them that I actually really love wearing in bed. So what I'm going to do, finish this drive, get home, and yeah, we'll count up all the scores. Finally done though. I did my workout. The weather is improving. I'm now smiling. What a day. So we are finally back. The time is 1:15, and I have done this morning, during my workout, 38,238 steps, all while wearing this fragrance, Sticky Dates by Lush. Now, what was the total score? What did it get overall based on the 5 categories we looked at? 45 out of 50. And actually, I was just writing it down on a post-it note so I could count it all up. I obviously did 2 rounds and got 10 out of 10, which was obviously its price and its compliment factor. And that's why it scored so highly today. It is amazing. It is to me, the reason people don't talk about this one is because they don't really know about it. This should be kept a bit of a secret. It's well known by most people, of course, but the average person on the street will not know Lush Sticky Dates. I can guarantee you that. People in the fragrance community, they may do, but not many others do. And this is exactly what people are looking for, that mass-pleasing caramel scent. And for £30, it absolutely blows the rest of those ones in that sort of scent vibe out the water, in my opinion. It's mass-pleasing, and you are going to smell better than everyone else in the room. I'm going to spray a little bit more now. And yes, it didn't quite survive today. It got marked down a tiny bit on its projection and its versatility, but obviously projection and longevity, things like that, it was just affected by the weather. The weather did play, but I actually think, so I gave 7.5 for versatility, I gave 9 for projection. I think it'd be a 10 normally, and I honestly think it'd be a 9 normally for longevity. I think this could have got even higher marks on a different day, but it's great. I absolutely love it. It's a super scent. If you haven't tried this, please try it, because it's in my top 5. I've smelled over 200, 300, 500 fragrances, to be honest, and this one is still in my top 5 of all time. That's how highly I think of it, and I just hope they keep it going. And if they keep it at that price range, I'll honestly be stocking up for years. But this to me could be £60, £70, and I'd still get it. It's that good a fragrance. If you love caramel mixed with this nice woods, the sandalwood that just sort of tones it all down with benzoin, this is simplicity done in the best possible way, and it's always going to be mass pleasing in my opinion. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today. Next few ones will be clone videos again, so I've still got 3 more clones to do, and I'm having a little look now for Christmas. I'm looking at what I could buy after Christmas, particularly on the Boxing Day sales, because I do want to get some more, whether that's clone fragrances, original fragrances as well, so we can do some more reviews. But yeah, let me know if there's any you think I should try around this Christmas time. You know, any around that sort of £20–30 range, which is the sort of general price that most people will pay for a fragrance. Let me know what you recommend, and I'll definitely look into it. But yeah, thanks for watching today. I'll catch you later.